This is the go-to podcast where curiosity meets dentistry, straight from the experts. Welcome to Save Your Money, Save Your Teeth. I'm Eon, and I'm joined by Dr. Clifford Yudelman from OPTISMILE, and we're ready to take a deep dive into the world of dental care from a consumer's perspective. Whether you are looking to brighten that smile or just protect your wallet, we've got you covered with practical advice and the latest insights. So stick around as we uncover the secrets to maintaining both your dental health and also your finances. Welcome to you once again, Dr. Clifford Yudelman.
Thanks, Eon. Thanks for having me back, and really looking forward to today's episode after last week's episode about braces versus clear aligners, and today we're going to get more in-depth on understanding clear aligners.
Yes.
So I know you've got some nice questions for me, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Let's start with the basics. What are clear aligners, in case it hasn't been clear, and how do they work?
So clear aligners are custom made. They're transparent trays designed to straighten teeth. They apply gentle, consistent pressure to shift teeth into the desired position over time. And the way the treatment process works is you get a series of aligners. So if it's genuine Invisalign, you wear them for 1 week and then you change to the next one. If you got some generic or South African aligner, then you would change them generally every 2 weeks. The Invisalign ones are very accurate because they can move each tooth 0.2 of a millimeter. It's very precise software, and it's not easy for copycat products to do the same thing, which is why you can change them out every week and it's not uncomfortable. You have regular checkups to ensure that the treatment is progressing as planned. With Invisalign, we can scan you and do what's called a progress assessment. The other brands of aligners and copycats don't have that. Next week, we'll be talking about Invisalign versus the others, so I won't get into too much detail. I'll stay with the commonalities. The plastic, the actual aligners or the trays are made from a medical grade plastic. They're safe and they're comfortable to wear, and they all use advanced 3D imaging and computer modeling to design and personalize the treatment plan. And you basically wear them. There's varying recommendations. Ideally, you want to wear them for at least 20 to 22 hours a day. You can't just wear them at night. You have to wear them all the time. You remove them only for eating, drinking, brushing, and flossing. And you maintain them so that you're following instructions and your teeth move according to the plan.
Okay, and how do clear aligners differ from traditional braces in terms of function and also appearance?
So our whole episode last week was about that, as you know, and I'm pleased that we popped that question in today for people that haven't gone back or haven't heard last week's one. So in a nutshell, the appearance of clear aligners, like Invisalign, they're called Invisalign because they align your teeth and they're almost invisible. It's very discreet. Traditional metal braces, everyone knows how they look. They're a lot more noticeable. They can affect your confidence. The comfort, the clear aligners are smooth. They're less likely to irritate your gums and your cheeks. Braces get adjusted every month or so, and they can be a lot more uncomfortable or even painful. The aligners are removable. It's very easy to brush and clean your teeth. There's nothing in the way. And with traditional braces, it's very difficult to keep your teeth clean. And dietary restrictions with clear aligners, you can eat whatever you want. You take off your aligners and you eat anything and everything you want. With metal braces, there's a lot of restrictions because you can damage brackets and wires. There's a lot of different precautions. So I think that was a good sum up. If you need more information on Invisalign versus or clear aligners versus braces, go back and listen to last week's episode.
Doctor, I'm also actually interested in knowing what materials are used in making clear aligners.
So actually, Invisalign from the US is the largest manufacturer of custom 3D printed products in the world. So they've made 17 million. They do, at this point, they're doing over 1 million patients a year. And I remember each patient might get 20 or 30 sets of aligners. That's upper and lower. So that's 60 aligners if it's upper and lower. And they're literally making millions. They've got factories all over the world. They use a medical grade plastic, all of them. Some of the copycat ones, one's not sure what type of plastic they're using for those. The material is designed to withstand daily wear, without breaking or becoming discolored. If you're wearing them for 2 or 3 weeks, they can get soft. The Invisalign material is very biocompatible and it keeps its springiness, so it does last the entire week without any problems. Generally, there's no allergic reactions or adverse effects. So it's safe for all patients, including people with sensitive mouths. There's all that advanced manufacturing with 3D printing and 3D technology. The series of aligners are made to gradually move your teeth into the desired position. And the comfort and durability is amazing. The material's chosen for its comfort. It allows patients to wear aligners without the irritation. They don't deform, as I mentioned, and they don't lose their effectiveness.
Okay, they sound very, very tough. But maybe we can just turn the clock back a bit and talk about the history and the evolution of clear aligners, Dr. Yudelman.
So the first company to do that, and the original one, was Invisalign in the late 90s as an alternative to braces. And they came out with version 1. They're now on version G8. Every couple of years, there's a new update which can do more more advanced movements and do them, in many cases, even better than braces. The initial versions were less advanced, but they did lay the groundwork for these future innovations. You used to take molds and send them off to America, and then they would scan them. It's always been a digital process, but not everybody had 3D scanners. We have 2 genuine iTero scanners at OPTISMILE. If you do Invisalign, one of the barriers to entry for dentists is you have to purchase a scanner. These scanners are just under R1 million each, so it is a very expensive technology, but the accuracy is amazing. We'll talk more about the process when we get to that podcast. The design and the effectiveness is so much better than it ever was. They're more precise, more comfortable, more effective than earlier versions. The market has grown significantly. According to the research, we're only just scratching the surface, and there's room for competitors. There's a lot of international competitors. There's 1 or 2 that are getting close to Invisalign, not all of them available in South Africa. Invisalign continues to lead the market. They're always innovating. They spend something like R1 billion a year on research and development. I know it sounds crazy, but they're making lots of money and they spend a lot on research. And there's always more advancements. We now have advancements where we can show you what your teeth will look like in your mouth. We can actually take a video of you and then move your teeth around on the 3D model and then show you what your teeth will look like in a video.
Wow. That's amazing technology right there. Doctor, what are the key benefits of choosing clear aligners over traditional braces?
So again, we mentioned the aesthetic appeal, the comfort, the convenience and flexibility. It's a predictable and efficient treatment. So generally, we see that we can straighten your teeth with just 20 aligners. We make 20 aligners, and in many cases, by the time you finished your last aligner, your teeth are where they're supposed to be. There are cases where we may not get all the movements that we planned, and we'll scan you and order additional aligners at no charge. And it might take another 4 or 5 aligners, and then you're done. With braces, as you know, it can be 18 months. You've got to keep going back And yeah, people should go back and listen to last week's episode for a lot more detail on that.
Yeah, definitely, because we had quite a discussion on that in the last episode. Doctor, how do clear aligners fit into a patient's daily life?
They're easy and simple to use. You wear them throughout the day and the night, except when you're eating or cleaning. The patients are very quick to adapt to the routine of wearing and caring for their aligners. The aligners need to be cleaned with toothbrush and cold or lukewarm water with specialized cleaning solution or dish soap. We don't like patients to use toothpaste because it can sort of abrade them. And you just continue with your regular oral hygiene, brushing and flossing. Since they're removable, as we mentioned, you can eat your favorite foods. And yeah, it's much easier to keep up your oral hygiene with much lower risk of cavities or gum disease. And yeah, people can't see them. And it's very popular for adults and for teenagers because of that.
Okay, and what is the typical treatment duration with clear aligners?
Typically, a lot of the patients that we see have around 20 aligners. So if you remember, each aligner moves your teeth 0.2 of a millimeter in any one direction. So every 5 aligners will move your teeth approximately 1 millimeter. So 15 or 20 aligners can move teeth up to 4 millimeters, which is a lot. Certain movements happen easier than others. Like if you're pushing a tooth in or intruding, it's not as easy as if you're tilting a tooth. We can see that all in the specialized software. But there are cases where people need very major movements. We have to rearrange their entire mouth, and it can go up to 40 or even more aligners. But the typical duration that we see is around 20 to 25 aligners. There is something called Invisalign Lite, which is only 14 aligners, and we get quite a few of those cases as well. So 14 aligners, 14 weeks, 20 aligners, 20 weeks.
Okay. And how often do patients need to visit the dentist while they're using clear aligners?
We like to see patients approximately every 4 aligners or every month and give them the next 4. There are cases with generic aligners where they'll give you 1 or 2 and then you wear them for 2 weeks at a time. And after every 2 or 3 aligners, they'll rescan you, see where you're at, and then order more aligners. It's to be honest, not to offend anyone, for me, it's a bit of a hack when you're used to genuine Invisalign. If we get 20 aligners for a patient or 25 aligners, we get all of them in a box all up front, but we don't give all of them to the patient because we do monitor patients. So the first 2 aligners, I saw a patient today. I gave her the first 2 aligners. I showed her how to use the first aligner, gave her the second one to change in exactly a week. And then we'll see her when she when she's getting ready for number 3, because then we have a little template and we put these little tiny blobs of clear or tooth-colored plastic on her teeth called attachments. We'll get into that in more detail. Gets bonded to the teeth with a little template. And then we'll give her number 3 through the next 4 or 5, so maybe through to number 7 or 8. And then she'll come back and then we'll actually scan her and show her where the teeth have moved or haven't moved. It's called a progress assessment. At certain times during the treatment, we might have to lighten up the contacts between the teeth. We'll speak about that more in a future one. But basically, it's programmed. So if you have, in a nutshell, if you have 20 aligners, we might see you, say, 3 or 4 times, and then again at the end to remove your attachments or to order additional aligners. So it goes very quickly, and we have got something called virtual care for patients that don't live in town. And sometimes we can give someone 8 or 10 aligners, and they just take a picture with a special app, and it uses AI, and we can track how well things are going using the AI, and it will send us a message and sends them a message. We can look at the pictures and we can tell them, you need to wear them longer, or you're changing them too quickly, or you're not wearing them long enough, all using this app and the AI. It hasn't caught on that well yet in South Africa, but after COVID, we've only just recently, we're one of the first practices in Africa to get that app. And so we're still getting patients used to it. They do like coming in every month or so. But in America and overseas where they had the app just during and after COVID, some dentists are giving patients pretty much 10 or 15 aligners and getting them back in when they're ready to see how things are going, using this virtual care.
That's so cool. Doctor, what kind of results can patients expect from clear aligner treatment?
Amazing results. I just have to use the word amazing. The patients, so the word amazing, it's like almost like disbelief. They can't believe how beautiful their teeth look. A lot of the times we give patients bleaching gel to put in their aligners if they haven't bleached it or whitened their teeth ahead of time. They'll actually use the aligners to bleach their teeth. At the end of the treatment, if they don't need any further injection molded composite or any restorations done, we take off the attachments, we scan them for retainers, and their teeth are beautiful, perfect, white, straight. The results are unbelievable. If I sound like I'm selling it, I am. We never have anyone that's not happy or disappointed that they had their teeth straightened with Invisalign.
Exactly. And our final question for today's podcast, Doctor, are there any limitations or challenges associated with clear aligners?
If you don't have fingernails, it's very difficult to get them out. They clip in and you need fingernails to be able to grab them. But having said that, somebody's invented a little kind of hook with a handle. So we've overcome that. If you're a person that has to snack every hour on the hour, or you like chewing on gum all day, or you have a particular habit, maybe you sip on red wine for 6 hours every night, you can't do that when you've got aligners in. We tend to find people lose a bit of weight, the people that are a bit overweight and that like snacking all the time, because it's a hassle every time you got to take them out. And you got to then go and rinse your mouth or clean your teeth and pop them back in. And if they're in and out all day, after a week, they still feel very tight and you can't really move on to your next one. So you sometimes have to extend your treatment to 10 days or 14 days. And instead of something being 14 weeks, before you know it, it's going to be 6 months or more. So those, to be honest, those are some of the limitations. Other limitations, we don't really see any. We can do almost everything with clear aligners that braces can do. Having said that, there are ancillary or extra things that we can do with Invisalign clear aligners that we can't do with other systems. And that is sometimes we bond a little button or it's basically like a little knobbly thing that we bond onto your tooth, and we get you to hook an elastic on there, like with braces. So that's to get teeth to erupt more and to speed things up. So we not often, but we in many cases will use elastics with Invisalign, similar to braces. And a lot of time the elastics are only worn after dinner and then through the night, and then you take them off in the morning, so they're not there all day. But other than that, we can do pretty much anything that braces can do and more. Yeah.
I love how it actually assists you in a diet as well, technically, losing a bit of weight because of that. I think that's an advantage, definitely.
Yeah, their teeth are straighter, they look, and we find with the increased confidence, we find people just change their entire persona, because now their teeth are getting straighter and straighter. If your teeth are reasonably crooked and you're getting 20 aligners, 10 weeks in, which isn't a very long time, we start with an aesthetic start. Your front teeth are maybe already looking pretty amazing and white. The liners are clear. Your teeth are straight. Maybe before you were too embarrassed to go to the gym and smile at people around you, or people thought you were grumpy. People join the gym. They they are. I mean, I sound like I'm exaggerating, but people change their entire lives. We've had patients that 3/4 of the way through the Invisalign, the next thing they got a boyfriend when maybe they hadn't had a partner, or a girlfriend in some cases, and by the time the Invisalign goes on, the partner's in there for Invisalign, and the next thing, 6-12 months later, they're getting married.
Wow.
I'm not exaggerating. We see that a lot.
Sure.
There's a few. There's a number. There's a few, more than a few. I can think of maybe in the last 7-8 years, 10 or 15 cases like that. So, yeah,
Wow.
It is amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so score big time in all kinds of ways.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Awesome, that's brilliant. So that's also another edition of Save Your Money, Save Your Teeth. Dr. Yudelman, once again, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us.
It's my pleasure, and look forward to speaking to you next week.
Yes, do join us again next week. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, while we strive to provide valuable insights, always consult with your own dental professional for advice tailored to your own personal health. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening discussions. And do join us again next week as we continue to explore the fascinating intersection of dental health and financial savvy. Until then, keep smiling and taking great care of your teeth.
Discover the world of dental excellence with OPTISMILE. Join us for a weekly podcast featuring Dr. Clifford Yudelman, a seasoned expert with 40 years of dental experience across 4 continents. Gain unique insights and expert dental advice by visiting optismile.co.za for articles that illuminate the path to optimal oral health. If you're seeking unparalleled dental care in Cape Town, get in touch with OPTISMILE or book directly online on optismile.co.za. OPTISMILE, where global expertise meets local care.